microphone here. So Rusty Jake Rodriguez, I think the key here for him is to just continue where he left off
96.
last night. Just a few more hundred fans in this evening compared to last night when he really burst onto the scene.
140.
And the signs are promising already. A ton 40 gets him down to 261. First leg last night against Deadhouse, he was on a 160 checkout, which he almost
96.
finished off. RJR3
100.
is the moniker that was on the back of his shirt last night. It's not there tonight, Rusty Jake. Slight change of gear for him, but he's definitely the number one Rodriguez this weekend.
61.
Given his two brothers have already fallen by the wayside. Now, what a story this would be. Bullseye!
136.
Not to be, but he's 25 points away from the opening leg with Huybrechts on 252. And Kim Huybrechts already given a perfect illustration of what he is up against here tonight. A very, very talented young man, as well as the majority of the crowd inside here. Double 80 once then for the first.
Gets on.
Double 80 gets, and he's all smiles already. Rodriguez clamber inside once again. And plenty of reasons to be cheerful and optimistic for the Austrian crowd already here.
59.
Rodriguez, one of 4 Austrian players to feature in the second round.
125.
in action later, the number 3 seed. Zoran Lerschbacher falling by the wayside, losing to Mervyn King earlier today. And we've got Christian Kallinger coming up against Michael van Gerwen as well.
77.
Well, Rusty Jake Rodriguez, that's another illustration of how far he's come, scoring 77, and it's drawing gasps of astonishment from the crowd and 1 or 2 concerns here. But Paul Nicholson back with me. Brilliant start already for Rusty Jake.
Absolutely, and of all the games to get a malfunction, it had to be this one. This is the game I've been looking forward to all day, and I'm sure it's the same for the audience.
The trouble was, viewers, that Paul was so eager to get on with this match, he yanked the microphone out of my hand and it snapped in 2. That's how excited Paul Nicholson was.
Sometimes you don't know your own strength.
93.
Well, Rusty Jake, we were all looking forward to watching him this weekend, and I think realistically we didn't
98.
foresee this impact. But sometimes the youthful exuberance and the sheer brilliance of this kid, you just can't help but watch it.
Yeah, well, took the words right out of my mouth. It's just that youthful exuberance, and
89.
he's just absolutely fearless at the moment, is Rusty Jake. Double 8 away from a potential steal, but double 16 for Huybrechts gets him back on level terms at 1 apiece.
Well, I feel, Rob, that Kim Huybrechts has really got to play within himself. He's got to play his own game.
96.
He can't get involved with this crowd. 2,300 people against 1 Belgian, and I know how that's going to go. He's got his earplugs in, I believe. It's the right tactic.
60.
He's got to just play his own aggressive game, but within his own bubble.
Yeah.
Don't get involved with what the crowd do or whatever Rusty Jake does.
55.
Well, I have to say also, if this match had been played, say, September or October of last year, okay, Rusty Jake would have been only 15 years old, but the way that Huybrechts was playing at the time,
97.
on the European Tour in particular, you know, a final appearance in Riesa, 2 semi-finals back-to-back, late on last year as well. You know, he would have been an absolute certainty, but he's made just 1 European Tour quarter-final this year. That was in Hildesheim at the very start of 2017. That said, he made the quarters of Players' Championship 13 last
25.
Saturday. He had a 6-0 defeat by Gary Anderson to eventually knock him out. He had a run to the last 4 of Players' Championship 12 as well, so he's just been putting together some good form domestically, or in the UK, I should say.
Might as well live in England. He spends that much time there.
Well, he does, yeah. But
100.
lately on the European Tour, 2 second-round defeats, 2 third-round defeats. Rusty Jake looking to set this up as best he can now as well.
Well, without being spectacular in this leg, RJR3 is in control
99.
Even
Rusty require
after
52.
throwing 15 darts, he's on a 2-darter now. That's definitely in the 20. And that is definitely in the double 16.
His finishing,
Well, I guess Kim to throw
absolutely
first.
sublime.
Come on.
Yesterday, it was very good. So far today, eye-catching as well.
You know the reason why darts are so
140.
popular now and why people who aren't even interested in sport love darts? It's because it's fast.
96.
RGR3 actually makes it even more exciting. He's one of those MVG type players that has something about him that you want to watch.
140.
And that's what Kim was like when he joined the circuit.
But he bounces around the stage. He's just absolutely effervescent, isn't he?
46.
And the Austrian crowd sensing that something special may be on the cards. Can't afford to get too carried away. I mean, Kim is a very, very experienced player and a very, very talented player as well. But Rusty Jake, you feel
100. Give
he
me
might need a break of throw
121.
early on here just to keep himself away from Kim Huybrechts.
I think you might be right. And Huybrechts is doing the right thing here.
89.
Yeah, the longer that Kim Huybrechts just stays in touch and keeps it level at 2-2 and keeps on holding his throw, you just
137.
suspect sooner or later he will
32.
find something. But hasn't found it so far.
Shot on the
And
fourth
there
leg.
we go,
Kim
two
Huybrechts.
apiece. We are
Good
level
leg is
once
reversed
again.
to throw first. Game on.
We've
match
already,
this.
we've already talked about the impact of this young man this weekend. Well, we can't
50.
forget that it was Austria. It was Wiener Neustadt, a place not far from Vienna, where Kim Huybrechts announced himself to the PDC. A few years ago,
139.
we were at the Wiener Neustadt Arena, and people knew of Kim Huybrechts because of the fact that he was a really good Belgian player.
60.
But he decided to go to a Pro Tour event in Wiener Neustadt, and he made the semi-finals. Lost to the eventual winner. That performance
90.
got him into the European Championships, and when he was in Dusseldorf that year, he made an impact.
And he's making an impact here with Rodriguez.
140.
Some 40.
Back then, Kim had to make a choice.
140.
Did he want to play for Belgium in the BDO, or did he want to go to the European Championships and potentially the Worlds? Well, I think that decision was the right one,
45.
considering what he's done since.
124.
Yeah, he's more than justified it, hasn't he? 1-2-4 for Huybrechts for a break of throw here. Treble 18 would leave the bull.
56.
Rusty needs trebles.
78. Give me a require
He's back himself
68.
Shanghai, but Huybrechts looking at 68 here.
Double 16.
Double 8 then for a 3-2 lead and a break of throw, and Huybrechts does find himself in front here.
Game on.
And well, we hinted at it just a few moments ago, didn't we, that you feel that the break was going to come sooner or later, and Huybrechts has found it already. But Rusty Jake is not out of this by any stretch.
57.
You'd rather be in Kim's shoes right now. But win or lose this, I mean, Rusty Jake, you know, he's just really served notice of his intent and just given us all plenty to think about as far as his career path is concerned. We'll definitely love to see him back on the European tour, and who knows, maybe he can qualify for
99.
an event outside of Austria as well.
I think there's a few people looking at the odds for him for the World Youth Championships as well.
Yeah.
68.
Well, Roxy James went close a couple of years ago, made the semi-finals. Max Hopp was the champion that year. So Rusty Jake has recently claimed his first title on the development tour. That was at the end of May. He won the 12th event in Germany, £2,000. I mean, valuable prize money for his developments as well and his foundation.
Let's not forget that Roby John Rodriguez made the final of the World Youth. Lost out to Keegan Brown.
99.
So you've got Roxy made the semis, Roby made the final. Can this young man, he's got time on his side, can he be champion of the world at youth level?
He's effectively got 8 years, hasn't he, really?
60.
Well, there's a depressing fact.
67.
Just feel like Rusty is allowing Kim Huybrechts to cruise here.
60.
Just needs to explode like he did last night against Richie Edhouse. He just needs to find something to get the crowd involved and get that spirit and adrenaline just pumping through his veins.
83.
What a great dot that was.
107.
Single 18 it will be, because he loves double 16.
91.
And that's a wide for the Belgian. You can see from the exasperation on his face that he didn't like that shot, but he could like this.
90.
Oh, that would have been special.
The doctor ordered, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, just a quick reminder that one of the other Austrian players, Christian Kallinger, on stage next as Huybrechts looks at double 4.
12.
And maybe, just maybe, an opportunity for Rusty Jake to get back into contention here, looking at 72, looking at 60, looking at tops for a 3-all scoreline. And they are the sorts of opportunities that he simply has to take. Huybrechts, well, 2 more darts in hand, he only needs 1. And 4-2 it is, but it could so easily have been 3 apiece. Now, Rusty Jake can't afford to dwell on that too much longer here. He needs to put that one to the back of his mind. And this is a way below par visit to start things off in the 7th leg as well. 19 scored. Huybrechts can pounce all over this. And then some. Ton 40 would be damaging. And it is a ton 40.
Well, Mr. Huybrechts has been the party pooper on many occasions in many arenas across Europe. At the moment, he wants to do exactly that. He doesn't care who he's playing, where they're playing. He just wants to win.
I think as Huybrechts had a couple of second-round defeats this year on the Euro Tour. It's actually 3. I was overlooking the Peter Hudson defeat as well in Hamburg last time, 6-5 that day. Lost to James Wilson in the second round in Gibraltar, and also to Mervyn King in the German Open in Saarbrücken.
That defeat to Peter Hudson, to a lesser player, that could have wrecked their season.
Now then, that must just have given Rusty Jake a much-needed shot in the arm.
57.
Ton 80. His first of the match. The first of the match.
That's better.
34.
More like it. Now,
Looks
okay,
like he's found his range again.
Yeah, it certainly has. On his throw, admittedly, but needed something just to get himself going again here.
100. Rusty require 108.
Single 19 for double 16. Oh,
76.
that had finish written all over it, but he didn't rubber stamp it. And this would really hurt if he can get treble 18.
Right.
Not going to be. So RJR3 is coming back to get closer.
Needs this. Can't afford to go 5-2 down. He's getting closer. Another step over to the right-hand side. Really well done, that. Really well done.
And then it's Kim to throw first. Game on.
And the crowd have reason to believe once again here.
You've got to think the way that the crowd have been this week. Rusty Jake is probably the most popular 16-year-old on the planet.
Kim Huybrechts brings up the ton of 180s for the tournament. It's his first of this match. The second of this match in total. And Kim Huybrechts has 4 perfect darts. The dream dies once again. I'm never really
84.
too excited anymore, really.
Dan Dawson said earlier on this evening that he thinks it's never, ever going to happen again.
In his lifetime.
We will be in our hospital beds or in the old folks' home saying, I remember when Ross Smith hit a 9-darter.
We'll be in the old folks' home and Rusty Jake will still be
95.
29.
Yeah. Another depressing thought.
Maybe he'll come and visit.
Well, one thing that Rusty Jake has definitely done is he's adopted the pink that has been done by Peter Manley and Keegan Brown. Will this be a signature colour for the young man?
100.
Yeah, Kim's just ticking over nicely here, isn't he? Nothing spectacular. Average of just under 90 at the moment. Rusty Jake averaging about 85.
You require 42.
It'll be a single 10. Oh, I think that's a slip. Double 9. That's not a slip.
Kim Huybrechts.
And he's one leg away from knocking out the crowd favourite.
Yeah, he was a long way inside the 6-bed though, wasn't he? So it's hard to tell, but he made up for it anyway.
134.
It's the beautiful thing about a 10 or a 6 when you've got a number like 42. You've got outs.
Options. get out of jail
39.
cards.
Yep.
Insurance policies, call them what you will.
There's a saying in darts. If in doubt, 10 or a 6.
95.
Well, we don't want him to go home yet. We really don't.
44.
Come on, Rusty Jake. We want some more fireworks.
Yeah, we just want one more little twist in the tail here,
134.
just to give us the prospect maybe of a deciding leg here. But, well, might have one more leg here unless Kim Huybrechts wins that.
Rusty require 138.
Second 180 of the match for Kim. The Della, but it's not the Della route.
Yeah, you don't see many players going that route anymore. It's all about 2 treble 19s or 2 treble 17s. It's almost like there's a copyright on the old school way of doing it. Nothing old school about this.
174. Rusty require
Got to hit
80.
this. Otherwise, it could be curtains. Single 20. Tops to stay alive. Big deep breath.
40.
That might be it.
That could well be that, because Kim Huybrechts is waiting here on 64, and he's now looking at double 8. And it's game, set and match for Kim Huybrechts, and another lovely embrace.